Hello, welcome back. If you are still subscribed to this channel, I am very grateful for you still being here, so thank you. I have not posted in an extremely long time, and I guess this video might clear up some of where I've been. So today that I'm filming, haven't done this in a while, is the 5th of April 2025, and I am 2,708 days steroid free. And by the time that I upload this, it will be pretty much exactly 1 year since the story that I'm about to tell you guys. For this story to start, we have to go back to 2023. May 1st, I am turning 34. Is that correct? Yeah, I'm turning 34. And me and a small group of friends were at a restaurant. And I just remember saying something like, guys, you know, when I'm 40, like, on my bucket list, I've really loved to go like Hawaii. I love like the Polynesian culture, and I just really wanted to go somewhere like Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, somewhere like that, right? And I remember my friends looking at me and thinking, Zainab, why the hell are we waiting until we're 40? Why can't we go somewhere next year? Now, as they said this, bearing in mind the year that I've just had, so at this point, Nerea is about to turn 1.5 in a few weeks. We had lost my partner's mum like just over a year ago. My TSW symptoms had subsided, but it was pretty much like a year of hell. And I looked at them and I was like, guys, like I don't think I can go anywhere next year. And they're like, why not? Saying it's going to be a full year from now, right? And at this point, I had literally just weeks prior, had just stopped Nerea from breastfeeding. So they're like, you're not going to be attached to her like that anymore. This group of friends, we had never been on a holiday together. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do you know what? You can do this. Like, it's not now, it's a year from now. And in my head, I kept thinking, from when Nerea was born to now, your skin has improved. Yes, it was slow, but it has improved. So a year from now, I'm trying to be positive and thinking, yeah, I'll be in a better place than I am now, right? That was May 1st. By May 21st, we had booked the holiday. Because we are efficient and I'm the planner, I'm the one that found the flights, the room, our budget, where we're going to stay, the logistics of it all. So me and my girls decided that we were going to go to Mexico, Cancun, from the 8th to the 18th of April 2024. Pretty much a whole year away. What could go wrong? That's what I thought. And when you say that, something always goes to shit. Come to the beginning of 2024, things start going a bit weird for me and my skin. I remember working from home one Monday. I remember it was a Monday. And I'm just there minding my business, you know, click-clacking on my laptop. And this ear, this one, started like tingling. And I always wear these like sleeper studs. I've normally got 2. Let me take my earrings out. And as I'm continuing to click-clack on my laptop, my ear starts to swell. And you know, you can just feel it's like really puffy and swollen. I put my earrings away and just said, you know what, once the irritation is gone, you can put your earrings back in. Fine. That was, I believe, like January of 2024. Then the end of January 2024, one day when I was picking up Nerea from my mum, I just said, Mum, can you just check my back? Like something's itchy and I can't see it, please. And she looked at it and she's like, oh, it's just a rash. Like nothing, it's absolutely tiny. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just try to ignore it. Within 2 weeks, that rash on my back that was this big had taken over my entire body. This rash was very itchy, inflamed. It looked purple on my skin, almost like I'd been punched or like bruised. And it spread so fast because I could feel it in my body that something was not right. My skin was hurting to the touch. The first thing that I did was asked work if I could work from home, because I do 2 days in the office, and that 2 days was already too much to be putting on clothes because it was hurting, right? By the time it had spread like up my neck and my face, I didn't want to see no one. So I asked, can I please work from home? I'm having issues with my skin. I'm fine to work. I just don't want to come into the office. I don't want to be in a car. I don't want to have the seatbelt rubbing on me. I don't want to have to face people. They said, fine, cool. At the same time, I told Nick to take Nerea, and I stayed with my mum. And at this point, she's 2 years old. You know how they climb on everything and grab everything? And she kept like grabbing on me and it would hurt my body. And I had to keep telling Nerea, like, mummy has ouchies. Be careful, please, mummy hurting. And she's really sweet. Like, she'd be like, mummy ouchie, mummy ouchie. It was hurting to care for her. And I was getting very overstimulated by the pain and the itching. And I can't explain to her why I can't hug her. So it's better to just have her with her dad and not have to like disappoint her almost. It came a night where I was in bed. And you know, everything just seems worse when it's nighttime because everything's quiet, you have no one to talk to, and it's just silence. I could literally feel my whole body pulsing with this rash. I could feel the blood pulsing in my stomach area and my back. So I remember waking up in the middle of the night thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, I've gone through TSW symptoms. Maybe I'd forgotten how this felt, but this was bizarre. I remember getting out of bed, turning on the light and looking at my body, and my whole lower body was swollen. But my body felt like it was full of fluid. And it just felt like I was wearing this like rubber suit or a leather suit, and it's like an extra layer of skin on my body. And I freaked the fuck out because I'm like, why is this happening? What is causing this to happen? I've gone to the mirror and looked. This rash has completely covered my entire back, my shoulders, my neck. That night, my face was puffy. I'd been lying down and clearly the fluid had just collected in my face. I just looked miserable. Like, I felt awful. I felt tired. I felt heavy. I felt like I said, I was in like a wetsuit. That's what it felt like. I hadn't used steroids, so I couldn't think of a reason why I'm suddenly coming up in this rash. I started hyperfixating on anything. Like, I was like, there's definitely mold in this house. It's something I've eaten. It's something I've touched. I'm stressed. I don't know what I thought would help me, but I tried to cover all avenues. It's really bad, but I started not eating because I was so scared that I would ingest something that was going to cause this rash to get worse. I did not eat. I spent 48 hours in my bed. The only time I got up was to go pee. That was it, because I was so terrified of eating anything. And I don't know if I was doing the right thing. In hindsight, it probably wasn't, but at the time, I'm like, something's got to help me right now, because remember, I had booked a holiday for April and it was mid-February at this point, and I was panicking. I went down a rabbit hole and I did lots of research about skin and rashes, and I'm not a scientist and I'm not a doctor, but I had convinced myself that what my rash was Tinea Incognito. So tinea is basically ringworm, and it's not caused by a worm, so why bloody name it that? It's actually a fungal infection of the skin. It's got nothing to do with worms, it's got nothing to do with a parasite. Tinea Incognito is caused when you put steroid cream on a fungal infection. And the reason why people would put steroid cream on a fungal infection is because steroids get rid of inflammation. We all know that. That is the purpose of them. The only problem is when you take away the inflammation, which is the body's response to fighting something, it allows the fungus to grow uncontrolled. It's really bizarre, but when you do come up with a rash, sometimes you go to the doctors and they never swab you. Have you noticed it? They never check if it is a fungus. They just say, oh, it's red, oh, it's itchy, here's a steroid, which is the worst thing a doctor can do. There's also another thing called Tinea Versicolour, and it's categorized by seeing light patches of skin on your body. And I've noticed this pattern of colouring in my skin throughout my TSW journey, and thank God I'd been documenting it. Apparently this happens more commonly in summer where you sweat. So from what I remember, it's not contagious, it's just like an overgrowth. And with these two bits of information, I've put it together that I have some sort of tinea, okay? I'll leave some of the studies that I was reading in the description box. And do you know what? I just said to myself, if I'm wrong, and the treatment doesn't work, it doesn't work. Guys, don't do this. I'm not I'm not telling you to do this, because I was literally in psycho mode, and I was willing to chop off an arm if it meant that my skin would heal up at this point. So the treatment for tinea, which one is it though? Tinea Versicolour? I think it's Tinea Versicolour, is to have fluconazole, which is what you get for thrush treatment. You can get it over the counter. And as a woman, everyone has had thrush. So I was already familiar with the pill. The treatment for this is to have 2 pills once a week for 2 weeks. Does that make sense? So say today is Monday, you have 2 pills now, and then you wait until next Monday and have another 2 pills. Right. So I said, look, if anything goes wrong, it's on me. I'm not harming anyone. Because I ordered pills online. I think you can buy a bulk, like maybe 4 or 6, but obviously I wanted to start the treatment today. So I went to the nearest chemist and asked them for some fluconazole tablets, and I lied, it's really bad, but I said, hi, I'm going on holiday, I get thrush regularly, so can I buy 2 pills? They gave it to me, no question. But I managed to get 2 pills to start my self-treatment at home. As I'm Googling as well, I'm like, what else can treat my skin while I'm waiting for these antifungals to work? And going on Amazon, I found this cream, no, not a cream, what do you call it? This soap. One sec, let me go get it. Right, so I got it. It's really mash up. It's called V55 Max. This is a salicylic acid and sulfur scrub bar. It smells like eggs. Clearly after my moment of madness, I haven't really used it. It's actually stuck to the box now. It's got some exfoliating balls in there. I read that if you have like acne prone skin, this soap is very good because it dries out the oiliness of your skin. Another treatment of Tinea Versicolour, which is the light spots that you get on your body, is to use a anti-dandruff shampoo like the T-Gel, the Selsun, Head and Shoulders. So I bought Nizoral shampoo. This, and along with this, I was doing anything and everything and probably too much to help my skin. It probably only lasted for a week, but I probably washed myself twice, maybe 3 times a day, hoping to get this rash off my body. I lost all senses, and after I'd washed myself, I'm not joking, I would be raw. Like my whole upper body, because that's where the rash was the most consistent, like shoulders, back and chest, I was red raw. And when you're raw, the only thing that your body can do is scab. So I would literally be raw, I would scab, I would peel, I would wash, I'd be raw, I would scab, I would peel, over and over again for about a week. And at this time I was working from home. If I had meetings, I had a hoodie that I would put on, and that was the only hoodie I would use. Just because I didn't have to wear anything underneath, and I would just put it on, zip it up, have my meeting, and then take it off. I would conduct my day in bed with no clothes on because everything hurt so much. My hair would always be up in a pineapple because my hair would snag on the skin and it would pull, and I could feel it. My bed was covered in flakes, and it wasn't even like small dusty flakes, it was like big flakes, like big, like you could sweep this. I became obsessed with hoovering because everywhere I walked, skin, and it was traumatizing to go through this again with no real reason. How I'd been getting better after Nerea, booking a holiday a year ago because I was actually in a decent place. Like I could have gone on holiday as I was then and been fine, to now being in this position where I can't even leave the house again. It got to 3 weeks of working from home, and work was basically saying like, you know, it's company policy to come into the office. And so I went in on the first day, and I was at my desk. And you remember when you're in an office, like the lighting's different, like there's bright office lighting and there's people around you, and I just felt so uncomfortable. Like I didn't want to be there. I'd happily stay at home doing my work. It wasn't about work, it was just I didn't want to be around people. I didn't want to wear clothes. And I remember sighing, not knowing that I was doing it. I was probably going and there's a lady that I work with called Sarah, she's literally the office mum, lovely lady, and she also has eczema. Like she just kind of like wheeled herself over in her chair and like just whispered, "You're not alright, are you?" And I just looked at her and I just shook my head, and that was it. tears, just so many tears. I ugly cried. Like Kim Kardashian ugly cried in the office, and I did not give a shit. I thought what I was doing, like working from home, was the happy compromise, but I felt at the same time that I was letting everyone down because the team has to be together and you need to come in. So I came in and I totally was not ready to be back in the office. So again, I went home and worked from home for another week, and I just thought if I was allowed to stay home for that week, I could have come into the office better prepared and not have to have a meltdown at my desk and have people see me in such a state. And it was a bit weird because my face was okay going into the office. It felt, you know when your skin looks okay but feels horrible? That. But my body was so sore. It was like that kind of battle that only I could feel, that no one else could see. I remember Sarah giving me some CBD drops. Take it, this is yours, this is mine, but you can have it. She's like, just put some under your tongue and just calm, because she's like, you're overthinking everything, you're fine, but you're just not well. And yeah, I remember taking those on the way home. I don't know if they work, is it placebo? Either way, I was grateful for someone validating how I felt at the time. And yeah, I felt blessed to have Sarah in the office that day, because boy, I don't know how I would have got through that day. Anyway, another thing that I was doing for the holiday at the time was I was crocheting. I actually picked up crocheting when Nerea was probably a year old. And the first toy that I actually made her is this panda. I made Nerea this panda, and I started making toys like this, and I had set myself a task to make myself a dress for Mexico. Making clothes and making toys are very different things. And I started in January, but obviously got sick by like February, so I stopped making this dress. I stopped progress on it. I think by March, like the first week of March, I felt better in myself. My skin had calmed down, that I started continuing to make the dress again, not realizing how hard it is to make clothes and all the increases and decreases to fit your body, and the pattern is very different from like this kind of stitch to the pattern stitch that I was doing. It was a lot. So as the holiday is approaching closer, I realized, oh my God, I might not finish this dress in time. But no, I'm determined. I am determined to finish this dress. I set myself a task in January, and I will have this dress to wear in Mexico. We get to April. My skin is good, as in there's no more rash. There is no more itching, there is no more peeling, and I am in a good place. The only problem is everywhere that rash had touched my body, I was severely hyperpigmented. My body was just dark. I was like I pre-tanned before Mexico. The rash never reached my armpit, but it definitely reached the skin under my arm here and all around. My armpit was white, and I just looked like a mismatch of colors. I know that my body thrives in like hot, humid climates. Whenever I go to the Philippines, my hair is curlier, my skin is softer. It's the same thing. And Mexico definitely delivered when it came to sun. It was a bit cloudy the first couple of days we were there, but the heat, that having that constant like sweat and moisture on your skin was definitely there. I was very aware that I wanted to get into the ocean because my skin also does love sea salt. But I was aware that maybe if I did it too soon, it would fuck it up. So I would stick to the pool, and I would make sure to get loads of sunlight. I used SPF, but I made sure that I wasn't overdoing it. And definitely for the second half of the holiday, I made sure to get in that ocean, and my skin absolutely loved it. So towards the end of the holiday, we had some excursions booked, and one was to go to the Mayan temples, the Chichen Itza. And at this point in the holiday, I think it was a Chichen Itza, like the second to last day of the holiday or something really close to the end, I had been crocheting by the pool, in the room, whenever I could. Any minute spare that I had, I was crocheting this dress. And it started off obviously as a crop top, then like a long top, then a mini dress, a knee length dress. And I wanted it to be maxi, so that's why it was taking me so long. And it was a great conversation starter. Like people would walk past and like, oh, what are you making? And they're like, is it a blanket? And I was like, no, it's a dress. And I'd pick it up by the shoulders and be like, look, it's a dress. And like, oh my God, that's amazing. So that kept my spirits up because I had a task and I was still trying to set out to do this task. I was this close to finishing this dress, but it was ankle length, like it was above my ankle. I was like, no, I wanted maxi, and maxi I shall get. So the drive to the Chichen Itza was an hour, 2 hours, I want to say. I really can't remember. This was a year ago. And I just sat there with determination, crocheting, keep going. And as we are driving up, about to park in the car park for the Chichen Itza, I went and I pulled that last stitch and I finished my dress. It's done, like fully done. So I put the bag in my dress. I put the dress in my bag, get off the coach. This place is hot. When I'm saying hot, there is no shade. The tour guide had to tell us about the Chichen Itza under a tree, and then we would go see the Chichen Itza and then go back into the shade. That's how hot it was. He couldn't talk about the temples in the sun because it's blistering heat. And I remember we finished the tour and my friend was like, are you gonna get it out now? I was like, hell yeah. Because we were still going to the cenotes, all of us were dressed in bikinis and just had clothes on top. So I took off my clothes and put on my dress. It fit like a glove, considering this was an all-inclusive holiday and I'd been eating so much food. Slipped it on. I was like, oh my God, I have just made my first crochet custom dress and it fits. Like I had done it. And my friend was like, run, go to the temple. Let's get a picture. So you'll have groups of people that will go up to the temple, do the clapping and then walk off. So there are times where there's no one standing in front of the temple because it's that hot. So my friend was like, go. So we ran to the front. She got a picture of me in my dress right next to the temples and then we ran off. And I was like, do you know what? It was one of those moments where just thinking 2 months ago, I was at home in bed, literally not being able to see past this moment, this close to telling my friends I'm not coming on this holiday. I will take the L and just pay for my portion of the holiday to allow them to go, to now standing in front of the Chichen Itza, one of the 7 wonders of the world, getting to experience such an amazing time in the country with my friends, and also standing in a dress that I had made like literally in the nick of time, like perfect timing. I just felt complete and utter gratitude for that moment. So then we got back onto the coach to the cenotes, the underground lakes, and you could see the little fish inside this cave with all, you know, the spikes that come from the ceiling, and it was just amazing. Like, how is this real, right? And then we went to another lake with loads of greenery growing up from the bottom, the most clearest water that you can ever imagine, and a little cliff. And the guy was like, you want to jump? Let's go jump. I was like, okay. I stood at the top and I looked down and I'm like, 2 months ago, you were like, water was like painful, like you were scrubbing yourself raw, and here you are just in like the purest of water, enjoying yourself, like jumping, like free jumping into this massive lake, and you're fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're absolutely fine. You could never have thought of this 2 months ago, that you'd be fine. And you're here. After the holiday ended and I come back to England, it's like the start of summer, like spring, summer now. And I just felt that my skin went from strength to strength to strength after I got home. And I don't know if that's because of the holiday and you're just away from stress. You're away from all of your worries, because it's all inclusive. You haven't got to think about anything. You want food? Girl, it's there, right? Everything's like gone out of your mind. I don't know if it was Mexico water, the sun, is it the water in the cenotes that are just so clean and pure? Like, do you know what, even in the cenotes, you're not even allowed to go in there with SPF. You have to rinse first because they want to preserve the cleanliness of the water. So even that, I'm just thinking, is it the water there? Like, was I swimming in such pure water that it just really helped me? Was it because I had, like, I don't know, like 6 hours of sunlight a day and just happiness and like good food and good company, that when I came back to England, my body could just like heal? I don't know. But from going from such a bad place in February to how I came back, it was like mind-boggling. Was it the treatments that I did? Was it the fluconazole tablets? I don't know. Was it scrubbing my skin raw? I highly doubt that, because I do not recommend that to anyone. Please don't do it. Sitting here today, it's been exactly 1 year since I went to Mexico. Should we do a skin tour? Yeah? I'm gonna show my hands because my hands have been pretty bad after Nerea was born. And do you remember, for a very long time I had to wear a glove like Michael Jackson, because this portion of my hand was literally an open wound. So this was like where I felt I had a lot of that discoloration. And as you can tell, if you look, the sun is over here. So if you can see the sheen that is on my skin now, I haven't had sheen on my skin for a very long time because it used to be just dry. My other arm, there's the sheen. This is kind of cleared up for me. This used to be my bad arm, believe it or not, which has healed up here, but my other arm is terrible still. This used to be my good arm. But yeah, the fold around the elbow is still bad. But if you look at my wrist, it's fine. This wrist is not that great. So here's my back. There's nothing there pretty much. It's shiny, it's smooth. It's taken me an extremely long time to make this video. I'm just happy that it's come out, and I'm happy where I am right now in my TSW journey. Even though I haven't been posting very much, I feel like I've just been trying to get on with it. I don't even make this video to discourage anyone to be like, oh yeah, you're 5 years in and all of a sudden it can all go to shit. It can. That is the journey. Healing with TSW is not linear, but I just want you to know that, like, even though I was in a really bad place, within like 2 months, I was able to take that trip to Mexico, and from then on, haven't looked back. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could have given up. I could have said, I'm not coming, and just let it take over, but I didn't. And it even surprised me how quickly it came about and how quickly it went away. Just know that you can be so bad today, like I was in February last year, and still be in an amazing place 1 month, 2 months after. So I think you should just take inspiration from me and my crochet dress. No matter how hard it may seem, you will get that dress finished on time, and you will get through TSW when the time is right for you. It may take longer than you expected, but you will finish, okay? Believe me. And that's the end of my not so short update. That was my little inspirational story time. I hope it was inspirational. Well, it was for me. Thinking back, I haven't thought about it in a very long time, but to put it all together and just remind myself of moments where I feel gratitude, it's always good to look back and think, yeah, I'm happy of where I am and how things have turned out. If you have any moments of like gratitude, or any moments like I've described where everything just fell into place at the right moment, if you have any moments like that in your life or in your TSW journey, please leave them in the comments below, because I'd love to read them. Because I think, you know, stories like that, I feel they give me like a warm tingly feeling inside, like these meant to be moments, or like your intuition kicks in, or just something that happened that couldn't have happened any other way, you know? But yeah, I'd love to read your stories, so if you have anything, leave them down for me in the comment section, and I will try my best to upload another video very soon. Thank you for staying subscribed to me, even though I'm very absent on this platform and Instagram. And it's just nice to still see people like liking my videos and still leaving comments, which is really sweet. I'm glad that my videos are still up and still bringing people like information or joy or just comfort in their journey. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
What nice.